Greetings, people of the internet. This is Scott with CircWorks. This is 100 Days of Making Comics, in which I set aside 30 minutes a day to work on my own personal comic book projects. I stand before you today a humble man, humble and ashamed because I have to admit I have failed. I have failed myself. I have failed any of the people who are watching this. I don't know who is, but I did not get my 20 minutes a day in yesterday. I don't know what happened. It was off to a good start. I usually film these videos in the beginning of the day, and I was happy with yesterday's video. I got to kind of show you guys the process of how I create comics from the ideas all the way to the printed piece. I got much happier than the previous video. I think it helps when I'm not stuck like I am right now, and this is probably gonna be another boring video because I'm just me and you in front of the camera with nothing to show you guys or anything like that. But so I filmed the video, was happy with it, and got to work doing my doing the traditional contract work, and I just was busy. I did fortunately get a lot done. That's the good side. I got a lot of contract work done that I was not really expecting to get done. I talked to some of my clients, and it sounds like they're not in like a super rush like I thought. So at the end of the day, I was pretty tired. I worked late. Didn't get those 20 minutes, or those, I keep going back to 20 minutes, it's 30 minutes. Didn't get those 30 minutes a day in, but I did get so much stuff done on the client side that I'm gonna make up for it today. I already put in my 30 minutes for today, worked on some scripting, and I plan to go back and, because I don't have as much stuff on my plate today, I'm sure I'm gonna be sending some stuff out to my clients. Hopefully it'll take them a little while to get back to me, and I can take that time to work on some comics. So that's the plus side. So we're all gonna have our setbacks and things like that, but at least I'm getting these videos out on time. That's something. So I am definitely thinking about comics, and sometimes just the setup for the video, sometimes that takes more than 30 minutes between the setup and the post. A lot of times, yeah, I guess it does. The setup, the filming it, the time it takes to film it, and the uploading and everything, writing the description on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. So there is 30 minutes, but that's not really what this is about. This is about actually working on your comic book project. So I plan to make up for my discrepancies yesterday. Anyway, so today what I did, I worked a little on comics. Let me kind of go back to before, and something I'm thinking about. I know a lot of people that are doing this 100 Days of Making Comics challenge. We're calling ourselves the Hundreds. There'll be a Tumblr up. It's whatever the Tumblr extension, how that works, but it's the THEE number 100 and then an S. So the 100s on Tumblr. Pretty soon that'll be all up, and you'll be able to follow myself and everyone else who's doing this challenge, and hopefully some of you guys might want to join in. But a lot of people who are doing this challenge, they are, I think they're waiting like till the end of the day, which probably is how this is supposed to be designed. You kind of recap your day. I film my episodes early, just because usually I get up, I'll go jogging, get showered, everything, and then before everything starts hitting, that's a good time for me to get this done, and then I'll know it's done and I don't have to really worry about it. So I don't know if it makes sense to switch towards an end of the day kind of recap thing, or just keep doing it the way I'm doing it. Anyway, I don't know. Anyone who does kind of do that end of the day recap, yeah, let me know if that works for you, or and everyone's got different schedules. Some people aren't morning people. I'm kind of a morning and night person, if that's even a thing. I usually stay up late and get up early and don't get much sleep, so I'm used to it. So something to think about when I'm when's a good time for me to film these videos, and if it's advantageous to do it later, maybe I should think about doing that. But this is an early one, so for now I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. So what did I do today? Put in my 30 minutes, more scripting on my comic book project Young and the Dead #3. One of the things that I'm coming across is some areas in previous books, the previous issues, that I've written myself into a corner, so to speak, meaning I should have had the forethought to add a little something, because now when I'm getting to issue 3, there are certain things that I should have included that would make this story a little easier to tell. And it's just one of those things in hindsight that you're like, oh, I could have done that, and then that would be real easy for me to explain this in this issue. And I'll give you a couple examples. So in issue 1 of Young and the Dead, the kids they're trying to get to this policeman's house, and just to get help, and then they end up kind of getting trapped in the backyard in a tree house and everything. But here we see a picture. If you can see, that is the policeman's house, and if you look at the garage door, it's just a regular garage door. And what I'm finding now is, because there's a scene right now where they're actually in the garage and there's zombies out, and they need to kind of, plot their escape. So it would have been so much easier if I would have designed that garage door with maybe some windows on top so they could peek out to see what's going on. So what do I do about that? I could maybe have them lift up the garage door just a little bit and peek under to see what's going on. I could maybe just not explain that altogether. Just one of those things that it would have been so easy if I would have just had the forethought to add that within the house. But you don't always think about these little things, and sometimes they can come back to bite you. And this isn't a huge issue, but it is good to kind of explain, because they could be small issues or they could be big issues if you're not really thinking. I try to do that. I try to plot all this stuff out in my head and think of all these different avenues and different things that could happen, and how to set that up. But that's not always the case, and hopefully it won't lead to like plot holes and things like that. I don't know. It's something I'm constantly thinking about, and I'm doing my best to avoid it. But these things do creep up on you. There's another. And again, this can kind of be minor, and I could just kind of write around it, and it's probably, maybe I'm making more out of this than it really is. But we have a character. Let me get to this point. Okay. This character, I don't know, maybe he's a scientist. We don't really know too much about him, but he works for a big genetic research facility. He shows up, and he's got this, you can see this bunch of folders. And this is all information that they have, and you can see he's getting ready to hand the folder. It's like a little accordion folder, so it's sort of bulky, but then he drops it. He drops it on the ground. And you see some of the things. There's a little old floppy disk and some photographs and some papers. There could be more stuff still in there, and I could just write it off that maybe it didn't fall out, but in this issue, we're finding there's a scene where, and I've talked about this before, where I need to explain some exposition. It would be really nice just for them to like pop in like a video cassette, and this takes place back in the 80s, so we're not dealing with DVDs or anything small like that. Any discs that are available back in that time, you really can't hold a lot of video. So I made it a point to show this little disc, not knowing exactly what was going to be on it, because I knew that was going to come into play later on when they were going to have to explain what all this is. But I don't really want to explain it all with data. They're looking at data and explain it. I'd like to show, just cut away to a video that they're watching where maybe two characters we kind of see what this is all about. And I don't want to spoilers. I don't want to get too much into what that is. But anyway, so I was thinking, well, maybe there's a video cassette in there, but I didn't really reference it in the beginning. Is it going to be like, oh, he's cheating because, oh yeah, there just happened to be this video cassette? Because they, in let me see, issue 2, we go back to this. Let me see here. Hold on. Okay. So it doesn't even really show. Well, we kind of see, where are we? So he's gathering up all the information. He's got the folder. This is the main character, Sam. And he says, let's see. He says, help me with this stuff. And then Stephanie, another character, says, what is this anyway? I'm sorry. I'm not sure. Notes, data, research, a computer disk. So he even mentions some of the stuff that he sees in there, but he doesn't mention a video cassette. So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm thinking about. And he's still got he still has the folder. So there could be a video cassette in there. Video cassettes are kind of bulky. You would think you would know, or, you know, and I would think that would be one of the things, because back in the 80s, not everyone had computers. So these computer discs, they have to take it somewhere for it to be read. The main characters don't have home computers, because they just didn't have those. Most people didn't have those back in the days, but a video cassette they would. And I think if they noticed there was one in there, they'd pull it out and say, oh wow, this is here's a video cassette, let's check it out. Of course, at this point they're in a treehouse and there's no VCR up there. So I don't know. Like these are the things, and again, I'm just hashing this out kind of in my brain for myself, and just letting you guys in on a little bit of that process. So, let's see. There's something else I was going to mention about this whole thing. The other thing was, now my plan is, and I've been putting these out as single issues, but I want to collect it in like a trade paperback when the whole story arc is done and everything. So that makes me think, well, when I do that, should I go back and add those little windows on the garage door opener? Should I go back and show that there's a video cassette in there? Is that me being sort of George Lucas special editions about this whole thing? I don't know. I mean, again, I'm not really promoting these single issues so much. My main goal is to get that final one done. So I may go back and add these. I don't know. I'd like to hear your thoughts about that. If you think I'm making too much out of this, or if I should just add those little things in when I go to the final print. Something to think about. So anyway, that's gonna pretty much sum it up for, I believe this is episode 11 of 100 Days of Making Comics. And I got some more work to do, and hopefully some more comics to do, so I'm going to see you later. That is all.